A very good morning to all of you. I warmly welcome you all to the preliminary round of the Inter-University Quiz Competition 2021, organized by the Finance Students Association of Department of Finance, University of California, in line with the Investment Week 2021-22. I warmly welcome the hosts for the Inter-University Quiz Competition, Equity Knowledge Partners, my dear lecturers, participants representing Sri Lankan universities, and my dear brothers and sisters. Let me give you a brief introduction to the Department of Finance. The Department of Finance was established in 2011 and now has become one of the most progressive and diverse departments in the national university system. Finance degree program of University of California was the first Sri Lankan degree program which was accredited by the CFA Institute. Moreover, the department addresses the gaps in the financial services industry, offering quality degree programs. The year 2021, the Department of Finance proudly celebrated 10th anniversary of its successful journey towards more victories in years yet to come. The Investment Week is one of the major annual events organized by the Finance Students Association of Department of Finance for the past 7 years. And this year, even during the pandemic, the Finance Students Association has organized the first ever virtual quiz competition. The event always has been a platform for the students to interact with the industry experts and experience the practical application of technical knowledge they gather from the university. Moreover, it is a good opportunity for the undergraduates to develop their unity with colleagues and to share their knowledge with others. The Investment Week 2021-22 is held this year for the 8th consecutive time and has lined up events namely a business magazine launch, an economic forum, and inter-university quiz competition. So to give a kickstart to the proceedings, I would like to cordially invite Professor Ruwan Nabesekara, Head Department of Finance, to address the gathering. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Ms. Sifa. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Good morning to everyone. Dr. Narada Fernando, Dean, Faculty of Commerce and Management Studies, Mr. Nuwan Jayawardena, Mr. Jayatha Alvitigala, and the team from the Equity Knowledge Partners, lecturers and the students of participating universities, head of departments, staff and students of the Department of Finance. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all this morning to the preliminary round of the Inter-University Quiz Competition organized by the Finance Students Association. The grand finale of this quiz competition will be held on 12th January 2022. The Department of Finance is celebrating its 10th anniversary this year. During this journey, the department has achieved many milestones. CFA accreditation and A grade given by University Grant Commission for its quality of degree programs are just 2 milestones it has achieved. So Department of Finance offers 4 degree programs, namely Bachelor of Business Management in Finance, Bachelor of Business Management in Financial Engineering, Banking and Insurance. Currently, it caters for around 730 students, and apparently it is the second largest department of the Faculty of Commerce and Management Studies. So this is the 8th time that the department is conducting inter-university quiz competition. So if you look at the aims of conducting this quiz competition, I think mainly the aims are twofold. The first aim is we want to enhance the relationship between the universities. The second aim is that we want to evaluate or assess the knowledge of finance undergraduates of the universities in Sri Lanka. So all this time, I think this is the 8th time we are conducting, as I mentioned earlier. I think Activity Knowledge Partners have been behind us, helping us to conduct this very important quiz competition. So I want to express my gratitude to them on this occasion. So compared to the previous 7 years, this year competition is unique due to 2 reasons. Firstly, we are conducting this quiz competition by using online or the virtual platform this time round. This is purely due to the COVID pandemic situation. Secondly, we are inviting the private universities to take part in this competition, because last 7 years, we only invited state universities. Then we thought that, so why not we open avenues to private universities so that we can see their talents and there would be a healthy competition as well. So on behalf of the Department of Finance, I would like to extend a warm welcome to Dr. Narada Fernando, Dean of the Faculty. I feel gratitude to welcome Mr. Nuwan Jayawardena, so I think who has been helping us in numerous ways, not only for this quiz competition, giving us opportunities for mentoring, offering gold medals. I think he is one of the pillars of our departments. And of course, Jetha Alvitikala, who has been the quiz master for last so many years. This time round also he will be the quiz master. I would like to warmly welcome him as well. And apart from that, the team, I think I heard that another 2 members are joining today. It's a pleasure to welcome the lecturers and the students of 9 universities that are participating in this competition. I would also like to welcome head of departments, staff, and the students of the Department of Finance. So before I conclude my speech, I wish to thank Mrs. Netmi Herath, who is the Senior Treasurer, and the team and the Finance Students Association for organizing this quiz competition. Finally, I wish to, I want to wish the contestants who are taking part in this quiz competition. So thank you very much. Have a pleasant day.
Thank you so much, sir. Moving on, the inter-university quiz competition is happening this year with the collaboration of our independent host, Activity Knowledge Partners, for the 8th consecutive time. And it is conducted to strengthen the inter-university bond, assess the IQ level of undergraduates, Contestants can showcase their talents to caliber their knowledge on industry and encourage the undergraduates to be knowledge seekers by bringing all the finance undergraduates to one platform. So now I would like to invite Mr. Nuwan Jayawardena, Director, Investment Research from Equity Knowledge Partners, to share a few words.
Thank you, Munsifa, for inviting me. Dr. Narada, Head of Dean, Faculty of Commerce and Management, Dr. Professor Ruwan Abithekara, Head of Department, and all the faculty members, as well as a student. Very good morning to you. It's my absolute pleasure to be here. As Professor Ruwan mentioned, we have been coordinating, supporting Kelaniya University in multiple ways, and quiz competition probably was the starting point for our strong collaboration. And that's probably one of the first things that we initiated with I think Sandun at that time. So and since then it's super exciting to see that we are doing this for the 8th year as well. I'm even more excited to hear that you have expanded the participation to private universities as well. That's absolutely an amazing thing that you have done to bring them also into this collaboration. I'm sure everyone will benefit from having this larger participation from a higher number of universities. What I'll do, I won't take too much time. I'll quickly try to introduce equity to you. What we do, I think it has a lot of relevance for the students who's taking part in this competition. They can take the message and share it with their colleagues as well. Since you are in the field of finance, what we do will be very, very relevant for you. And all of you, I think, in a couple of years down the line, will be looking to get into your internships and looking for career opportunities. So I would try and share a couple of things with you that will help you in terms of sort of successfully securing your internships and careers as well. Let me first. Okay, am I allowed to share my screen? Is it possible? Great. Thank you. Hope all of you can see my screen.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Great. Let's let me run this video for which will run for about a couple of minutes, or maybe a minute or so.
Never in the history of the financial services industry has it been through such a change. Markets are evolving swiftly. Customer expectations are growing. Business models are being disrupted, and regulators are bringing in new reforms. Being a leader is not enough. Organizations need to evolve and transform. Human capital needs to be integrated with emerging technology. We bring 20 years of experience of being a trusted partner to financial services firms. We improve front office efficiency through our tailored research, analytics, and data services, empowering global financial services companies to innovate and transform their business models. Our proprietary technology and automation platform, Beat, provides domain-specific technology crafted to clients' needs. We are committed to driving clients' revenues, improving operational efficiency, and continually innovating to transform our clients' business models and processes, enabling them to do more with less. We are Acuity Knowledge Partners. Empower, innovate, transform.
All right. Now, what I'll do is I'll quickly share a couple of slides just to show you what Equity is. All right, so basically what Equity does is we facilitate young, bright kids like you, or youngsters like you rather, to get basically access to global capital markets. I emphasize on the word global because I think it is very important when you look at career opportunities. You try to get to a place where you get a global exposure, where you get to see whatever the field, whatever the line of work that you do, you get to do the gold standard of the work that you do, whether it is investment research, financial modeling, corporate finance, to any form of role that you want to go into. Ensure that you are getting a global exposure and looking at products, looking at things, interacting with people who are at a globally competitive level, which will also enable you to naturally grow up to that level. So with that, this is basically Equity. What do? We basically a research service provider, research, analytics, and operational support provider to financial services companies across the world. Who are these financial services companies? We are talking about some of the leading global investment banks, asset managers, brokers, most of the sell-side firms, rating agencies. You heard of Moody's and rating agencies like that. So those are the kind of clientele that we support. So in terms of numbers, so we right now have 400 plus clients. I mean, the last 2 years has been exceptional, period for Equity. I know, the entire world has been going through, one of the most difficult, phases of, history in terms of, due to COVID pandemic. But the situation that has been, prevalent in the capital markets, mainly because of a lot of liquidity being pumped in by the various central banks across the world, has created opportunities in the capital market space, and also led to more need for smart people to come and support in the investment research process, which actually benefited a company like us, who basically provide those services to these leading financial services companies. So we added about 100 plus new clients over last about 18 months or so, since the pandemic started. We were at the beginning of pandemic, we were about close to 3,000 people, or less than 3,000 people globally. But now we are 4,100 plus. So we have seen like a massive growth. So I mean, that sort of exceptional growth will not prevail in any industry, but we are very positive about our future of the industry as well as the company. So in terms of the work we do, it's very relevant for the stuff that you are learning in your degrees. You're learning economics, you're learning finance, you're learning accounting, you're learning about, administration, company strategy. All that is, very, very relevant, when it comes to, different baskets of, things that we do, including things like valuation and project, assessment and evaluation, etc. So one part of the work that we do is to do with the private equity and venture capital side of things. This is, not the listed side of, corporates in terms of investments. This is the unlisted private side of business. Then you have asset and wealth management side of business, where you evaluate various companies for equity, credit, and other alternative asset class investment opportunities. You also, we are also growing rapidly in terms of support for commercial banks, large commercial banks, they are under a lot of cost pressure, since, I mean, I'm sure you guys have read about the financial crisis in 2008, 2009, that led to, so many regulatory changes with regard to the banking sector, which also meant that there were additional costs that the banks needed to incur. And then that forced banks to look at basically optimizing their cost structures, and that of course created opportunities for firms like us to give them efficient solutions. So that has helped us in significant ways. Similarly, sell-side research, I think that probably you're familiar with. If you want to invest in a listed company, like in Sri Lanka, for example, John Keells, Brown, so any company like that, you will have to go to a broker and open a investment account and then start investing. And these brokers are typically the sell-side firms. They basically research into companies and recommend others to basically invest. They don't invest their own money, so that's why you call them sell-side firms. Then you have investment banking and advisory work, strategy, and corporate consultancy. So those are the different buckets of work that we do. We are heavily technology driven as well. We have a proprietary technology platform called Beat, where we continue to innovate interesting, very creative tools that assist the overall investment research process that we carry out on the investment research side, as well as on the operational side to basically help our clients. So in terms of, this is our geographic footprint. I mean, we are I mean, as someone who's been with the Colombo office for 17 plus years, I'm absolutely proud to be part of our Colombo office, because this is where the legacy research business started about 18 years ago. And then at that time we were called Amber Research. Some of you will still remember us as Amber Research. But then we from Colombo we went to India, set up office in Bangalore. Then we went to Costa Rica and set up office there. Then we merged with a company that was based in Gurgaon in India, which is called Copal. Then our name changed to Copal Amber. And then that combined firm was, a couple of years ago, was acquired by Moody's Corporation. I mean, I'm sure all of you are aware of Moody's as students in the finance field. That's one of the leading rating agencies in the world. So we were a part of Moody's, and our name changed to Moody's Analytics Knowledge Services. And then in short was called that as Max at that time. So some of you may remember us as Max. But then 2 years ago, we were acquired by a private equity firm. It was more of a management buyout with the support of a private UK-based private equity firm called Equiston. And then after that acquisition, we were renamed as Equity Knowledge Partners, as we are known today. So that's our journey. This is our global footprint. We have sales officers in these, green sort of pins you see. That's where we have our sales officers, and orange pins, that's where we have delivery centers. We have a large delivery center in Beijing, China as well. Well, okay, that is about, the perspective of the company, mainly for, our clients. But what does equity means for, young, talented, extremely bright, daring, youngsters like you? What does it actually mean? What do we do? I mean, another way to look at what equity does is basically we are into the business of unlocking the potential of young graduates like you by the time you are ready to go into internship. How do we do this? As I said, we give you the opportunity to basically, as we typically say, work with the best minds on Wall Street, right? As I said, it is important that whatever the exposure you get from the very beginning, you get a global exposure. you start working on templates, products, use skills, techniques, which are used as global benchmarks, right? So that's what we provide, because our clients are some of the leading, research analysts, asset managers, that you can think of, in the world. So you basically, whoever who, join Equity, get the opportunity to work for these teams while being, while having the comfort of, being in Colombo. That's the best part of the value proposition that we give for smart youngsters like you. I'll try to close this soon, because this is not the main topic. And also we have a very strong training program, which anyone who joins as intern or who join us get to go through. If you are to do it as external candidate, it's going to cost about $2,500 US. But anyone who joins our company get the opportunity to go through that training. It is credited by CFA, ACCA, as well as CIMA. One thing that is also very important for youngsters like you is to join a company that has a very good culture, that appreciate merits, not anything else. So we are a merit-driven organization. So everything that happens in the organization is based on merits, and we maintain a very friendly and a transparent working culture. So I'll just quickly show you this and then finish it off, so that you can get started with your competition. So if any one of you keen to get into a one of the best companies in Sri Lanka, not only Equity, start thinking about acquiring some of these things. What is required, especially to come to a company like ours? Your communication skills are very important. Start working on it, right? And be your awareness about what's happening around the world is very critical. And I don't have to tell that to you guys, because you are participating in quiz, so you should be very much in tune with what's happening around the world. Work on your numerical skills, general aptitude, think critically, be analytical, and have good what you call general attitudes, work ethics, honesty, willing to work hard and on your own, things like that. And on the desirable side, also try to I think a lot of I think Department of I think the financial engineering program, as well as the I think the programs in Department of Finance in Caledonia offers these financial modeling and other analytical aspects. And I would encourage all of you, if you don't have access to have modules, similar modules in your degree program right now, to find opportunities to get more exposure to how you would build a financial model, make a valuation for a company, because those things will help you when you think of getting into the corporate world. So with that, I'll basically stop my presentation. I take this opportunity to again thank the faculty, especially NETME, for organizing this event for the 8th consecutive year, and for giving Equity the opportunity to support you in this venture. And also wish all the very best for all participants, and look forward to seeing intense competition. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Janaradana. Well, now let's take a look at who are competing today. Just a little notice before we invite our quiz master. We request you to rename yourself with your university name and your first name. For an example, if you are a contestant from University of Jaffna, rename as UOJ underscore and your first name. And we kindly reminding you to switch on your videos as well. So we are looking forward to witness an energetic virtual quiz competition from these exceptionally talented competitors. From here, the competition will be conducted by the quiz master, Mr. Jayaka Avitigala from Equity Knowledge Partners. So without further ado, let's welcome the quiz master, Mr. Avitigala from Equity Knowledge Partners to do the honors.
Sorry, I unmuted myself. So welcome to the quiz. It's good to be back. I mean, after we did do the quiz last year because of the COVID situation, so it's quite good to be back doing the quiz and doing it virtually for the first time. So before that, so I'm joined by Chayanika, Mahesha, and Shah from Equity. They're helping me with running the quiz. So thank you, three of you, for joining me. Yeah. So without before we move to the quiz, let me just go through the rules. So there'll be 5 rounds: business and economics, sports and games, arts and entertainment, current affairs, history, geography, and country facts. So I will let you know which round you are going into as we move into each round. So business and economics will have 20 questions, the other 4, 10 each. Then there'll be a bonus round. So that's one small thing. So bonus round will be, you will have double the score. Before we begin the quiz, if the team captains can send me what round you are using, what round you are taking as your bonus round on the chat to me personally, or to me, send it to me. Yes, that will be helpful. So so that we can mark it on our score sheets. Team captains, please send it on the chat, right? Yeah, and so scoring wise, it will be 1 point for each question, each correct answer. There'll be no negative scores, and no half points or anything. It's right. You get a point. And the top 3. So at the end of the quiz, the 3 top teams will move on to next round. Yeah. All right. Can I have your bonus rounds? Can you please send me the bonus round? Wait. So the okay, so I put these are the, sorry. So those are the rounds you can pick for the bonus round. So when you submit the answers, so each round, each question, there'll be you'll get 15 seconds to answer between the questions, and at the end of the round, there'll be 1 minute for you to finalize your answers. After which, the submissions will be closed on Google Forms. I will share the links to Google Forms at the beginning of each round. So you have to answer on that. Are we done? Has everyone sent their bonus rounds? And one more thing, if there is a tiebreaker, I will inform you how we work on that if we go into tiebreak. But let's hope we don't. Okay, I have got. Let me quickly check what everyone has sent. Just give me, I think there's one team has not connected. University of Jawaharlal, don't think I have got your, or University of Jaffna. One of you have not sent. UOJ is University of Jawaharlal or University of Jaffna? UOJ. USJ is Jawaharlal, so you haven't still sent. Got it. Thank you. So, University of Sri Jagadnapur, you still haven't, can you please send me the bonus round? You guys are there. All right. Okay, so we have, everyone has sent, and wow, most of you are taking sports rounds as your bonus rounds. Okay, so then let's move on to the quiz. Let me share the screen. All right then. Let the best team win. Question 1 is, recently, are we all ready? Are we all ready? Can we start?
Yeah. Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Can we have a Google Form link?
Oh, sorry about that. Totally forgot that. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah, so this is the, okay, so first round is business and finance with 20 questions. That is the Google Forms link. Yeah, all good. All right, let's start then. So question 1 is, recently news headlines were made as,
Excuse, sir, please
Yes.
give a minute.
Sure. All right.
Please, can I have a minute?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Sir, can you please share the link again?
It's on the chat screen. You can access it, right? You can.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay, everyone's ready then?
No, sir, please wait.
All right. Okay.
Yes, sir, we are ready.
All right, everyone's ready then? Right. So question 1 is okay, so recently news headlines were made as President Gotabaya Rajapaksa refused to accept the mass resignation of a number of senior BOI officials. However, eventually Raja Edrisuriya was appointed as the new chairman of the Board of Investment. Who did he replace as chairman of the BOI? So who did Raja Edrisuriya replace as the chairman of the BOI? You have 30 seconds to answer. Okay, question 2. Question 2 is founded in 1960 in Baghdad by 5 member countries. This intra-government agency currently has 13 member nations and is headquartered in Vienna, Austria, although Austria is not part of the organization. What is the name of this organization? What is the name of this organization? Right. Question 3. The map shows the 4 largest producers of a spice that is used as a condiment in food preparation. One of the oldest spices in the world. It is even mentioned in the Bible and was also part of a viral internet food challenge that was considered dangerous. What spice is this? Okay, question 4. A company or startup that is a possible takeover candidate and has attractive features such as large cash holdings and undervalued assets is known after which classic fairy tale adapted as an animated film in 1959 by Walt Disney featuring Princess Aurora. So basically that sort of company is named after a fairy tale character, or rather fairy tale is it. Okay, so next question. In May of this year, the merger of the ride-hailing and delivery service app Gojek with the e-commerce platform Tokopedia saw the creation of Indonesia's most valuable startup in the largest ever business deal in the country. The combined entity contributes 2% to Indonesia's GDP. By which name is the new company known? Right. So question 6. SOFR is set to replace the USD LIBOR or the London Interbank Overnight Rate as a reference rate in the United States. LIBOR, being an average of daily quotes of borrowing costs that the banks announced, was prone to manipulation and is being phased out by regulators in the UK. What does SOFR stand for? All right, so question 7. The picture shows a modern version of an inverted pyramid that is used to visualize the organization of asset classes in terms of risk and size. It is named after its creator, who was a governor of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka. What is this pyramid known as? Okay, so next question is a little long, so pay attention. The Greeks in finance refer to risk measures for derivatives that are used to determine the price sensitivity of contracts to underlying changes in variables such as assets, volatility, time, and interest rates. This table shows the general impact on the value of an option for a unit increase in a given variable. Now, Vega, which measures the change in the value of an option relative to changes in the volatility of the underlying asset, is not an actual Greek letter. What Greek letter is sometimes used instead of Vega to refer to this measure? Okay, so question 9. Foreign bonds are domestic bonds issued in a country by foreign borrowers to raise capital. Examples include Yankee bonds, which are issued by non-US companies in the US, Samurai bonds in Japan, and Matador bonds in Spain. Foreign bonds issued in which country are known as bulldog bonds? Right. Okay. So question 10. Halfway through round 1. A monopoly is a term that describes a market where one company or seller has a significant influence in setting prices. What term is used to denote a market with a few sellers who can collectively influence selling prices? Right. So question 11 in the first round. The chair of the Federal Reserve of the US acts as the active executive officer of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System and manages the country's monetary policy. The current chair of the Federal Reserve of the United States has been in office since 2018. Who is he? Right, so question 12. Starting with Black Tuesday in the US, this economic downturn is the longest, deepest, and most widespread recession of the 20th century. What is this downturn called? Question 13. In March 2021, the Suez Canal was blocked for 6 days after the grounding of a ship belonging to the Taiwanese shipping company, Evergreen Marine. What is the name of this ship? Right. So next question. This theory depicts the relationship between tax rates and the amount of tax revenue collected by governments. It is used to show that sometimes lowering tax rates can actually result in increased total tax revenue. What is this curve called? Right. So question 15. One of the world's 10 largest companies by market capitalization, this famous company recently changed its name in a shift to virtual reality and is working on releasing a competitor to the Apple Watch. What is the former name of this company? Right. Question 16. What was the highest value ever reached by Bitcoin to the nearest 1,000 as at the end of November 2021? Right. Question 17. An advertisement from one of the world's largest supermarket chains became the world's most complained about ad in 2021 because it showed Santa Claus bearing a COVID vaccine passport. What is this supermarket chain? Right. So question 18 is at COP26, the UN's latest annual climate summit held in November, 197 countries agreed to a new climate deal, with some countries pledging long-term net zero targets in an attempt to maintain the planet's temperatures at 1.5 degrees Celsius. What is this new pact called? Okay. Question 19. The 2021 Nobel Prize for Economic Sciences was jointly awarded to 3 economists. One half was awarded to Joshua D. Angrist and Guido W. Imbens for their contributions to the analysis of causal relationships. Who was the other half awarded to? Right. So last question of round 1. With total liabilities worth around 300 billion US dollars, China's second largest property developer is currently embroiled in a liquidity crisis and is the world's most indebted developer. What is this company's name? Okay, so that's the end of the round. So you have 1 minute to finalize your answers and submit. I will let you know when the minute is up. Submissions will be closed. Fifteen seconds. Okay, so the 1 minute is up. We'll be closing submissions. And we can go into the answers if you have all submitted your answer sheets. Have you all? Okay. We have got 3 responses and just give me a minute. Give me a minute. Okay.
Mr. Jetha, we have a small problem in submitting.
Yeah,
It says
because see, after 1 minute we close the submission. So I'll open it again. Just quickly submit your answers now because we have only received 3 responses. So quickly you can submit. I'll give you a few seconds. Okay. Right, has everyone submitted? So I'm going to close the answer sheet. So, okay, so we are closing answer sheets now. Right. Okay. You haven't submitted, well, right. Okay, so let's go to the answers. Right. So question 1 was, who was the BOI chairman before Mr. Rajat Suri took over? So it's was Mr. Sanjay Muhuttala was the previous BOI chairman. Question 2 was, what's this organization? It's OPEC, the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries. It's there on the logo itself, if you get it. So question 3 was, what's the spice that is which these 4 countries are the largest producers of? So it's cinnamon. So countries you can see even Sri Lanka, China, Vietnam, and Indonesia. We are the, if I'm not mistaken, we are the largest export of one particular kind of cinnamon. Can't remember which one. So question 4 was, after what fairy tale this particular type of startup is known as? It's known as a Sleeping Beauty. The picture is of Princess Aurora, who is a Sleeping Beauty in that fairy tale. And question 5 was, what is this company? What the name of the new company that was formed by the merger of Gojek and Tokopedia? It was GoTo. Gojek and Tokopedia became GoTo. Then question 6 was, what is SOFR? It's Secured Overnight Financing Rate. That's SOFR. It should be replacing USD LIBOR. Question 7 was, what this pyramid is known as? It's known as Exeter's Pyramid. It was developed by John Exeter, who was the founding governor of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka, then Central Bank of Ceylon. Right. He was a governor from 1950 to 53. Right. Then question 8 is, what Greek letter is used to represent Vega? It's either Kappa or Lambda. Lambda actually used occasionally. Kappa is the one that is generally used. Question 9 was about bulldog bonds. In which country are bulldog bonds issued? Bulldog bonds are issued in the UK, because the bulldog originated in the UK. So question 10 was, what term is used to denote a market with a few sellers who can collectively influence selling prices? It's an oligopoly. This is the monopoly game logo. So the chair of the Federal Reserve is Jerome Powell. He's been there since 2018. Right. So question 12 was about the economic recession that hit the globe. It started in the US and then it spread across the globe. It's the Great Depression. This picture is one of those of a family that was left destitute by the effects on the economy. Right. So question 13 is, what this ship, the name of the ship, name of this Evergreen Marine ship that blocked the Suez Canal for 6 days. It was known as, the ship is known as Ever Given. So question 14 is, what is this curve called? This curve which represents the relationship between tax rates and tax revenue. It's the Laffer curve. Question 15 was the company which is now known as Meta. What was this company earlier called? It was Facebook Inc. Now, if you said Facebook, we will still give points. But there's a difference between Facebook Inc. and Facebook, because Facebook is the social media platform developed by Facebook Inc. So that's different, but I'm feeling generous, so I'm giving points. Right. So Bitcoin, the nearest thousand, the highest value Bitcoin reached was 68,000 in early November. So as at end of November. So right. Question 17 was, which supermarket chain released this advertisement that showed Santa Claus with a COVID vaccine passport? It was Tesco, UK, the British supermarket chain. In question 18, the new climate change pact signed at Glasgow at COP26 was the Glasgow Climate Pact. In question 19 was, who received the other half of the Nobel Prize for Economics? It was David Card. He received for his contributions to labor economics. In question 20, this Chinese property developer, which is the largest, which is the most indebted developer in the world, is China Evergrande Group. So that's the end of round 1. I hope you got most answers right. If you are ready, we can move on to second round. I will share the Google Forms link now. Right. So it's on the chat screen. You can okay. Just give me a moment. I'll sorry. All right. So I'm back. Is everyone ready? Can you go?
Sir, can we have 1 minute?
Sure. Yeah. Please.
Sir, is that same Google form or different Google form?
It's a different Google form. I just share the link.
Mr. Jet? Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
It's the same Google form, I think.
Let me share it again so that. Okay, this is the form I just sent now. Right. Okay. So let's start the current affairs round. I think there's one team, University of Perak, they're taking current affairs as the bonus round. So right. Yeah. Okay. So question one.
Sir, excuse me. Sir, please, can we have 1 minute? There's a connection issue with our laptop.
Yeah, sure. Right. Okay. Let's start then. Right. Right. So question one. In June 2019, this 38-year-old businessman turned politician, Nayib Bukele Otis, became the president of a Central American nation, which in September 2021 was the first to adopt Bitcoin as legal tender. What is this country? Right. So, question two. The US Congress recently passed legislation to hold China accountable for the oppression of a particular ethnic group from the country's far western Xinjiang region. What is this ethnic group? Right. Okay. Question three. In July 2021, Juvenal Moise, the president of an impoverished Caribbean nation, was assassinated when he was shot dead in his home. Which country's president was he? Right. Okay, so question 4. Another young prime minister. In the picture is Sana Marin, one of the youngest national leaders in today's world. Which country's prime minister is Sana Marin? Right. So question 5 is about Sri Lanka question. So Minister of Industries Vimal Weerawansa declared open the new factory of Agri-Desia Private Limited in Kuruvita, which manufactures canned toddy, or as we all call it, ra, for the local and global markets and promotes Kitul related products. What is the brand name of this Kitul toddy? One is drinking. Right. So question 6. In the picture is Volodymyr Zelensky, the current president of a much talked about Eastern European country. Of which country is Mr. Zelensky the president? Right. Okay, so question 7 is this British born Sri Lankan Australian recently topped the highest paid CEO list of Australia. She is the current CEO of the Macquarie Group. Who is she? Right. So question 8 is this former Nobel Peace Prize winner, a national leader of Myanmar, was recently ousted and is currently in prison. What is her name? Right. Okay. So question 9 is India's Harnas Kaur Sandhu emerged the winner of the 2021 Miss Universe contest held in Eilat, Israel. She is the third Indian to win the contest. Who was the first Indian to win the Miss Universe contest? Right. So last question of round of current affairs round. Earlier this year, China became the 4th country to land a spacecraft on Mars and the 2nd to land a rover. What is the name of this rover? The one on the picture. Right, so you have 1 minute to finalize your answers. Please submit. I will let you know once the 1 minute is up, but yeah, please make sure you submit inside that 1 minute. Okay, so 20 seconds more. Okay, so 1 minute is up. Shall we? You can close the response, then you can close submission. Yeah. Right. Okay, so let's move on to the answers. Give me a moment. All right, sorry about that. I mean, it's the first time we are doing this virtually, so there's a bit of hiccups and things we need to learn on the go. So, all right, so let's move on to the answers. Question 1 in current affairs round was which country's president is Nayib Bukele Ortiz. He is the president of El Salvador in Central America. Then question 2 was which ethnic group is the Chinese government accused of discriminating against? So it's the Uyghur Muslims. If you say Uyghurs, we'll still give points, so don't worry about that. Question 3 is, which country's president was Jovenel Moise, who was assassinated in July? It was Haiti. Question 4 was about Sanna Marin. Which country's prime minister is Sanna Marin? She's the prime minister of Finland. She came under a bit of criticism recently because she went clubbing during COVID restrictions. So the brand name of this Kitul toddy that Mr. Vimal Viravansa produced by Agridesia Private Limited, which was opened by Mr. Vimal Viravansa, it's Raga. So question 6 is about Volodymyr Zelensky. Which country's president is Volodymyr Zelensky? He's the president of the Ukraine. So just about him, he was a comedian before he became president. Something our guys are also pretty good at, isn't it? Then question 7 is who is the CEO of Macquarie Group, who is a Sri Lankan Australian. She's Shamara Wickramanayake. And question 8 is, who is this Myanmar's national leader who was recently ousted and in prison now? She is Aung San Suu Kyi. Then question 9, who was the first Indian to win the Miss Universe contest? Was Sushmita Sen in 1994. Then Lara Datta was the second to win in 2000. Incidentally, in 1994, Aishwarya Rai became Miss World. And in 2000 again, Priyanka Chopra became Miss World. So 2021 Miss World has not yet been held. So let's see what happens. And question 10 is what is the name of this Chinese rower? It's Zhurong. Right. So that's the end of round 2. We are moving into round 3, arts and entertainment. Let me quickly share the Google Forms link with you. Right, so I have shared the link. Can everyone access it? Can everyone see it? Okay, is everyone ready? Google Forms are right. Shall we move into round 3? Arts and entertainment. Anyone using this as a bonus round? No, no one's using arts and entertainment as bonus round. Okay, so question 1 then. In the X-Men universe, in the Marvel universe, Marvel Comics, Scarlet Witch and her twin brother, the children of Magneto, were born in the mountains of Eastern Europe without their father's knowledge. Once manipulated by Magneto into serving the cause of terrorism, they later dedicated their lives to fighting crime. Who is the twin brother of Scarlet Witch, who actually appears in Avengers? Right. Okay. So question 2 is, born in 1874, this American poet was the first to read at a presidential inauguration in 1961. His performance paved the way for later appearances by poets such as Maya Angelou, Miller Williams, Elizabeth Alexander, and Richard Blanco. Who is this poet? Okay. Question 3. This famous individual, a US pop star, was named a national hero of Barbados, which recently became a republic. Who is the famous pop star in the picture? Okay, so question 4. This band, which recently celebrated their 40th anniversary, was the first band to have played on all 7 continents. What is this band? Right. Okay. So question 5 is, there's a video. So I'll read the question first, then I'll play the video. So Outlaw King is a movie based on the life of Robert Bruce, who fought against the English to win independence for Scotland in the 14th century. In the movie, who plays the role of Robert Bruce? It's on the screen.
Revenge.
Right. We have 20 seconds left. Right. Okay. Question 6 is, while studying at the Academy of Ancient Art in the Medici Palace, this artist developed his genius as a sculptor and incurred the wrath of his rival Torrigiano, who struck him with a mallet, crushing his nose and disfiguring him for life. Who is this famous artist? Right. Okay. So question 7 from a movie. Bond, James Bond. I can't impersonate that. I can't do an impression of that. Is an iconic catchphrase of Western cinema. Following the release of which James Bond movie did this phrase become popular? Okay, so question 8. What dystopian novel by George Orwell told of life in a future totalitarian state dominated by Big Brother? It's George Orwell on the screen. Right. Question 9. This internet meme of a green anthropomorphic frog with a humanoid body originated in a 2005 comic by Matt Fury called Boys Club. Since its inception, it has been widely used in many social networks and has become one of the most popular memes on the internet. Who is this character? Okay, so last question of round 10 is a song. This is a popular song originally released in 1979. What is the group that released the original song? Sorry about that. So your time starts now. You have 20 seconds left, and then there'll be 1 minute. There'll be 1 minute for you to finalize your answers and submit.
Excuse me, sir. We couldn't hear that song.
Oh,
Not
if I play again, but your timer is on. Oh. Right, so your 1 minute starts now. Finalize the answers. Okay, just in case you couldn't hear the song, its title is I Have a Dream. So the question is, which group released the song I Have a Dream in 1979? I'll let you have a little bit more time after the 1 minute. Okay, you have 15 seconds more. Right, so let's close submissions. Is everyone? Yeah. Okay. Right. So let's move on to the answers. Question 1 was about the twin brother of the Scarlet Witch in the Marvel comics. So he's Quicksilver, or Pietro Maximoff. That's his alter ego. Question 2 was about an American poet. Is Robert Frost, the first American poet to read at a presidential inauguration in 1961. Question 3, I'm sure all of you got that. Who is this famous pop star? She's Rihanna from Barbados. Question 4, what's this band which celebrated their 40th anniversary recently? It's Metallica. Question 5 was who played the role of Robert Bruce in the movie Outlaw King? It's Chris Pine. He's on the screen. Question 6 was about the artist who had his face disfigured by his rival, but who was actually one of the most famous, talented sculptors in history. He's Michelangelo. Question 7 is from which movie did the phrase Bond, James Bond was popularized? Which movie popularized that phrase? It's Dr. No, the first James Bond movie starring Sean Connery, who's on the screen. Okay, so question 8 is what dystopian novel by George Orwell told of life in a future totalitarian state dominated by Big Brother? It's 1984. That's the title of the book. Question 9 is what's the name of this character? It's Pepe. And question 10 was the song I Have a Dream. It's by ABBA, the famous Swedish band ABBA. Right, so we are done with 3 rounds. Let's take a short break. I need to drink some water. I'm sure you also probably need a break. So let's take a quick break, and then I'll be back. You want to? Yeah. Sports and games. I'll be back for sports and games. All right. So round 4, sports and games. This is the round most of you have picked as your bonus round. So University of Jaffna, Rajaratnam University, Sabaragamu University, Wayamba University, University of Vavuniya, University of Jayawardhanapura, and the University of Kelaniya. All of you have picked sports and games as your bonus round. All right, so everyone ready? Look, make sure you submit your answers on Google Forms before the 1 minute is up. Okay, because if you submit it afterwards, it will not come to us because we would have closed the answer script by then. It will tell you if it's not submitted, right? Okay. You don't want to lose your bonus, right? Yeah. So let's let's move on to the questions. So question 1.
We didn't receive that link.
Oh yes. Sorry. Just testing you all if you all are attentive. Right. Okay, I just sent the link. Okay, shall we start? Is everyone ready?
Excuse me, sir. Can we have 1 minute, please?
Sure. Okay, let's start then, right? So question 1, sports and games. The second edition of the Lanka Premier League, the LPL, concluded last week, where the Jaffna Kings franchise emerged champions, defeating Galle Gladiators, just like last year. So who captained the Galle Gladiators team that became runners-up? Right. So question 2 is, at the 2020 Paralympic Games held last August, the 2020 Paralympic Games, but held in 2021 because of the COVID pandemic. So Sri Lanka's Dinesh Priyanthahera, with a record performance, claimed our country's first ever Paralympic gold medal. In which event did he win the gold? Right. So question 3 about netball. The last Netball World Cup was held in Liverpool, England in 2019, with New Zealand emerging winners beating Australia. With 348 goals, which Sri Lankan player was the top scorer of the tournament? Right. Question 4. The last FIFA World Cup was held in 2018 in Russia, where France defeated Croatia 4-2 in the finals to clinch the trophy, continuing an unbeaten run through the tournament. In the World Cup, who won the Golden Boot awarded to the highest goal scorer? Right. Question 5. The winners of the World Cup of which sport is presented the Webb Ellis Cup? Right. Okay. Question 6. In cricket, at the men's T20 World Cup concluded in November, Sri Lanka's Wanindu Hasaranga emerged the highest wicket taker of the tournament with a World Cup record 16 wickets. Who was the highest run scorer for Sri Lanka? Right. So question 7. Having originated among indigenous people of Canada in the 17th century, the sport in the picture is the oldest organized sport in North America. What is this sport? Right. Okay. So question 8. In the picture is Magnus Carlsen, who has been the reigning chess world champion since 2013. Which country is Magnus Carlsen from? Right. Question 9. At which Olympics was Sri Lanka first represented in female sporting events? Right. So last question of this round. The kings in a traditional pack of cards is said to represent 4 historical kings. Which legendary Greek king is represented by the king of clubs? All right, so that's the end of the question. So you have 1 minute to finalize your answers and submit as well. 15 seconds more. Have you all submitted? Because the 1 minute is over. So let's closing the forms. Right. So it's done. Yeah, so let's go to the answers. Question 1 was, who captained the Galle Gladiators team that came runners-up? It was Bhanuka Rajapaksa, probably the only Rajapaksa that is loved in this country. Right, so question 2 was about Dinesh Priyantha Herath, in which event did he win the gold in Paralympics last August? It was the javelin throw, which was it is noted as F46. So if you write javelin throw or F46 or javelin throw F46, we'll give you points. Question 3 is about the Netball World Cup. The highest goal scorer, that was Tharcini Sivalingam of Sri Lanka. Question 3. Sorry. So question 4 was who won the Golden Boot at the FIFA World Cup in 2018 was Harry Kane, the English captain. He scored 6 goals. I think was followed by France's Antoine Griezmann and Belgium's Romelu Lukaku with 4 goals each. Right. Question 5. Which sport is the Red Ellis Cup presented to the winners of the World Cup? It's rugby. If you look at the picture, RWC is in the background, so that's Rugby World Cup. So rugby, actually, William Webb Ellis is a person who's created with inventing the game of rugby. He during a game of football, he picked the ball up in his hands and ran. That's what they do in rugby, different to football, right? And so question 6 was who was the highest scorer for Sri Lanka in the last T20 World Cup? Was Charit Asalanka, who scored 231 runs at an average of 46. He was the 5th highest run scorer in the tournament. I think at a time he was the highest run scorer too. So this sport is called lacrosse. It's Canada's national sport in the summer, or summer national sport. And this is actually different. The one in the picture is men's lacrosse because they had to wear that armor, helmet, and shoulder pads and everything. Women's game is not a contact sport, so they don't wear that sort of body armor. Yeah. Magnus Carlsen is from Norway. From Norway, he beat India's Viswanath Anand in 2013 to become the chess world champion, and then he has remained that place since 2013. Question 9 was, in which Olympics was Sri Lanka first represented in female sporting events? That was 1988 Seoul Olympics, when Tilaka Jinadasa and Deepika Chanmugam represented Sri Lanka in athletics and swimming, respectively. So question 10 is about playing cards. The king of clubs represents apparently Alexander the Great. The legendary Greek king was Alexander the Great. The other cards also said to represent kings. I think king of diamonds is Julius Caesar. King of spades is, I think, King David. And king of hearts is Charlemagne. Right. So let's move on to round 5. Just give me a moment to just check the chat. Okay, so round 5. Let me share the Google Forms link with you first. Just give me a moment, a small technical issue. Right, okay. So round number 5, the final round for today's quiz. Has everyone logged into the forms answer sheet? Shall we start? And I think American National College, you have picked this round as a bonus round. Okay. Right. So okay. Question 1. Which former Sri Lankan Minister of Finance, who later became president, led the country's delegation at the San Francisco Conference in 1951 and famously refused Japanese reparations for damages inflicted on Sri Lanka during the Second World War? Right. Question 2. Originally built as a fort, in the picture is one of the most iconic landmarks of Russia. What is the building in the picture? Right. Okay. So next question, question 3 is about in the picture is the northernmost national capital in the world. Which country's capital is in the picture? So asking what's the country whose capital is in the picture? Right. So question 4. Which Roman general famously declared Alia Iactaes or Dies Cast as he led an army against Rome? Right. Question 5 is about Sri Lanka again. Which of Sri Lanka's islands is home to a population of wild ponies? Right. Question 6. The attack on which American military port by the Japanese caused the American entry into the Second World War? The attack on the picture. Next question. In the picture is a former national leader of a West Asian country who attracted controversy and criticism for the conduct of the country's foreign and domestic policies. Which country was he the leader of? Right. Question 8. In the map is the Mississippi, Missouri, the world's fourth longest river system at 6,275 kilometers. Into which body of water does the Mississippi, Missouri flow? Right. So, question 9 of the round, the one before the last question. Depicting a red dragon on a white and green field, which country's national flag is in the picture? Right. So last question of the day. Hopefully, if there's no tiebreaker, this will be the last question of the day. Question 10 is, which major conflict broke out as a result of the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of the Austro-Hungarian Empire in 1914? Okay, so that's the end of the round. You have 1 minute to finalize your answers and submit. So make sure you submit before we close at the end of the day. Okay, so the 1 minute is up. We are closing the forms for responses. Yeah, so that's that. Let's look at the answers and then can see who's moved to the second round. Right, so question 1. Question 1 was which former Sri Lankan minister led the delegation to the San Francisco conference in 1951? He was later country's president, was Mr. J.R. Jayawardena, who famously refused Japanese reparations, saying, quoting Lord Buddha's teaching, and then said that the world should help Japan rebuild rather than punish them for what they did. The Japanese built us a hospital for that. So question 2 was, what's the iconic landmark in the picture? It's the Moscow Kremlin. I mean, if you said Kremlin, that's still fine. Kremlin is actually the fort, the red colored building. Inside is the palace, the Kremlin Palace, which is the official residence of the president of Russia. You can say he's been put in there, yes. So question 3 is which country's capital is in the picture? Is the city is Reykjavik, the country is Iceland. The answer, we're looking for Iceland. That's the northernmost capital in the world, is Reykjavik, Iceland. Question 4 was about which Roman famously declared Aelia Iacta est, or die is cast, and led an army against Rome. It was Julius Caesar. So it's a crossing of the Rubicon. It has become a phrase. The crossing of the Rubicon means the point of no return. And okay, so question 5. Which of Sri Lanka's islands is home to a population of wild ponies? It's Delft Island, or I think it's called Naduntiu. If you use either name, it's fine. Right. So question 6. Attack on which American military port by the Japanese brought the Americans into the Second World War? It's Pearl Harbor. Question 7. Which country's leader is in the picture? He was the leader of a West-Asian country. Country is Iran. This is Ayatollah Khomeini, who became Iran's leader after the revolution in 1979. Question 8. To which body of water does the Mississippi flow into? It's the Gulf of Mexico. If you wrote the Atlantic Ocean, that is still fine, because the Gulf of Mexico is part of the Atlantic Ocean. But if you wrote Mexico, it's wrong. Question 9, which country's national flag is this? Is in the picture, it's the flag of Wales. Last question, which major conflict broke out as a result of assassination of Franz Ferdinand in 1914? It was the First World War. Right, so that's the end of the quiz for today. I will hand over to the computer, I guess.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Aritigala. This was indeed competitive. And I think this is the time to reveal the finalists of this competition. So now I would like to cordially invite Mr. Aritigala to announce the finalists.
Right, okay, give us a moment just to getting the scores finalized. Just give me less than a minute.
Yes, sure.
All right. So we have the scores. But before we announce score, I just want to thank all of you for taking part in the quiz, taking your time. I'm sure most of us are on the holiday time, so taking time to be part of the quiz, and also putting up with all the delays and glitches and everything that happened. But I'm sure next time around we'll improve on that, improve on all that. So thank you everyone for taking part, and thank you for University of Caledonia for inviting us to do this quiz. It's 8th time running, so it's a big thing for us. So yeah, so let's move on to scores and to announce the winners and who's moving on to the next round. So the top 3 teams, I announced top 3 teams with their scores. They are moving on to the next round. So with 57 points, we have Rajarata University in 3rd place, and then 59 points. With 59 points, University of Jayawardenepura is in 2nd place, and with 65 points, American National College has won today's event. So 3 of you will those 3 teams will be moving on to round 2 finals, which will be on the 12th of January. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes. Right. So congratulations to the winners, and well done to all who took part. Thank you very much.
A hearty congratulations to the finalists. We are looking forward for a competitive finale, and we are happy to announce that all the contestants will be receiving a certificate of participation, and we will be posting it to your official university addresses. So now, before concluding the session, I would like to invite Mrs. Smith Mihera, Senior Treasurer of Finance Students Association and Lecturer, Department of Finance, to deliver the vote of thanks. Over to you, Madam.
Thank you, Zipa. Very good morning, everyone. Actually, now it's noon. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we have witnessed yet another successful quiz competition, just as our previous times. So, I would like to congratulate the finalists selected today, ANC, Jayawardenepura, and Rajarata team. So, well done. And I would like to thank all the participating universities for putting your best effort. So, well done, you also. So as the current Senior Treasurer of the Finance Student Association and a lecturer of the Department of Finance, I would like to take this opportunity to convey our heartfelt gratitude to everyone who supported to make this event a success. So first of all, so this is a product, this event is actually a product of the long-term bond with Equity Knowledge Partners, who is a leading provider of high value research and other financial services, as Nuwan mentioned in his speech. So especially I would like to thank Mr. Nuwan Jayawardena, Director, Investment Research, for his continuing support to our department activities and for the generous financial support for this event as well. And I would like to give my special thanks to Mr. Jetha Vitigala, who is a delivery lead at Equity Knowledge Partners and who acted as the quiz master for this competition. So I must mention his positiveness and flexibility, which was actually a great support to hold this competition virtually. Thank you, Jetha. And I would like to thank Ms. Shah Razik and Ms. Mahesha Gunasekara and Shainika Pereira also for coming today representing Equity Knowledge Partners. Thank you. At the same time, we would like to, as the association, we would like to appreciate the support and excitement received from all the participating universities and the lecturers who supported us in collaborating and finding the themes for this competition. And so your presence here and throughout the organizing of this process, actually it helped us a lot. So thank you very much. And so as the student body of the Department of Finance, we can never forget the support and guidance that we receive from our academic staff. So with the leadership of our Dean of the Faculty, Dr. Narada Fernando, and the head of the department, Professor Ruwan Abeyasekara, those are the two people who are always staying with us and directing us to the right path. And we really appreciate your support, sirs. And also, we would like to thank all the professors, senior lecturers, and all the assistant lecturers of the department for your immense support. Among them, we would like to specially thank Dr. Chaturali again, Ms. Devindi Premaratna, and Mr. Damindu Veerasinghe for closely working with us in organizing this event. And also, I must thank Mr. Jainath Samaravikrama and Mr. Ruwan Buddhika also for actually they are supporting every time with association activities with the technical support for live streaming and all the things. So thank you very much. And also I would like to give my heartfelt gratitude to the current committee members led by Pamoda and Dushara. So, and also I would like to thank all the undergraduates of our department. So, big thank you for your guys. So, ladies and gentlemen, so this marks the end of a successful event, as well as actually this marks the beginning of a new chapter as well. Why I say so, we have planned the most iconic event of the department, that is the investment week, which is going to be held on 11th, 12th and 13th of January. So we hope, we humbly request you all to participate in the event also. So just please join with us, so I think you can learn a lot as undergraduates, and we can work together to enhance our knowledge as finance undergraduates. So thank you very much, everyone. So I wish all of you a good day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, madam. The final round of the inter-university quiz competition will be held on 12th January 2022 from 6 p.m. onwards. And we warmly invite all the universities here to join us with the investment week happening on 11th, 12th and 13th January 2022. And if I brief you more about the investment week, on 11th, we'll be having an Economic Insight magazine launch and a review on Sri Lankan economy. On 12th, we'll be having a workshop on insurance awareness, Economic Insight magazine review, and inter-university quiz competition grand finale. And on the final day, we'll be having the most awaited event, a discussion with Ms. Otara Gunawardena. So, and now one more request from mine. We invite you all to switch on your videos for a while to mark this moment to take a photograph. Great. Thank you so much, everyone. Yes, this is the time to wrap up with our proceedings. So again, we warmly welcome you all to get registered through the link we provided you in the chat box and lock these days to witness an amazing experience with the industry experts. Thank you so very much for your valuable questions. Have a nice day.